Hey, real quick, we got meat chickens today. I want to show you guys our meat chickens and a hungry horse if you heard that. I want to show you our meat chickens, and every year we do a really good job on Instagram and Facebook of weekly updates on weights and stuff. I'm going to try to bring that to YouTube this year.
Yeah, that would be really neat.
And might not be the weeklies or whatever, but really get involved with all that all the way through from the chicks that we have now to putting them into the freezer is what I'm hoping to bring you this year. So hopefully some weekly updates and then maybe one big video at the end. That's my hope. You know, we don't follow through with these things all that great, but we got meat chickens now. I had to get set up with them yesterday. Let's check that out and set up today. But
yeah,
let's go see it quick. First 2019 meat chicken video. Let's go. Tomorrow we're getting meat chickens, 125 of them. We still haven't finished unpacking from the Hootenanny. Go check out our playlist on the Hootenanny. It was so much fun this past weekend. But now we're back to it. Tomorrow, Tuesday, we get 125 meat chickens. I'm going to reinforce this with hardware cloth all the way around. If I have enough, I better have enough. But we have a big raccoon problem this year.
we do. It's awful.
So I've really got to make sure no coons are going to sneak into the workshop here, and no coons are going to get in here and rip little baby chicks out of here like they did the quail. Oh, hi turkeys. What are you doing in my workshop? It's not an open door policy here, I'm telling you. Go on. Don't worry, you're considered a meat bird too.
Your time's coming.
This super nice coated hardware cloth is all I have on hand, so that's what I'm gonna go ahead and use. Put the hardware cloth in there, got some scrap wood, kind of anchored it in. It's also stapled in, but then I went ahead and made the corners rounded. It saved me time, and I think I've heard in these brooders you should have more of a rounded corner than a 90-degree corner. So get this cleaned up.
It's that time of year again. We just picked up our 2019 Cornish cross meat chicks. We got 125 again this year, so we're gonna get them home, get them set up. It's warm enough that they don't even need a heat lamp right now. But tonight they will. So we'll make sure we get everything set up and get the kids their pictures, because they're gonna be taking some to the fair again this year. Man, these things are loud in the car. I'm glad we only get 125 of them. So let's get the meat chicken process for this year started.
Grace, let's get these put in the brooder. It get you?
Can I put some in?
I think I had one by his head.
They're so cute! She's like, let me eat one.
This is where the cats kind of hang out. That's Tigger's bed right there. He's over there meowing like, are you kidding me? This is where I sleep.
Sorry, kitty kitties. Nice and gentle, Gracie.
Very gentle, Grace. You're doing good.
Good job, babe.
Funny how fast animals find food and water.
Oh, yes.
This feeder is really temporary. We really don't care for this feeder. I do like the PVC things, and so I got some bigger pieces of PVC, so I might build them one of those. Did we have 125 in here last year?
Yes.
All right, so the stand that I had under there was not going to work because it raised up the ends just enough that these little chicks were getting out. It was amazing how quickly they found it. So I just quickly built a brace right here and hung heat lamps off here. We normally, a lot of times in the summertime, we will not use a heat lamp for these chicks because it's so warm like it is now. But hopefully we're only using them for a week or so. I'm really not a big fan of using the heat lamps at all if I don't have to. Granted, if we need to, no problem whatsoever, especially if you get a cold snap or something, but generally speaking, no. Cute little chickies.
Yeah. I'll pick one. Pick one. Pick one.
Okay, customary every year. As I've already talked about on Instagram and Facebook, we always post weekly pictures, just on the floor probably. We always post weekly pictures of the weights of the chickens. And we always do it in pounds, so that's what we're going to do. And we have a start and a finish. Go ahead. And eventually when it works out, we'll start, was that 1.4?
1.4 ounces. Yep.
1.4 ounces. When they get a little bit bigger and we can tell the difference, we'll use roosters only. We always get a mixed run. So, it is what it is.
That's cute little yellow flip balls.
It's okay, little guy. You're okay. It's so calm.
Yeah, I noticed that these ones are a little less on the crazy side compared to last year's.
Okay, we got both heat lamps going. They appear to want the heat lamps.
They're crazy.
I'm sweating my butt off. So we're going to let them have it and just leave them for a bit, get acclimated. Jenny and I were looking around. We've had, the last couple of years, a kind of a high loss rate, and the hatchery has always refunded our birds. Actually, what they do is they send new birds. Or wait, I think one year they sent new birds and one year they refunded money maybe or something, I forget. But we're just looking at all these birds and we don't see any at this moment that are not looking good. So that's a positive. We'll just let them hang for a bit. And like Jenny said, none of them were acting cold or like they wanted a heat lamp or anything until we turned them on. All right, it's bedtime for these guys and gals. Their first night here on Pratt Family Homestead. I got a thermometer down here. I want to make sure I don't cook them too much. And that's actually about perfect. It reads 93.3. If you ask me, that's pretty good. I will check on it a couple times at night. I still need to, for tonight, so I can finish up something tomorrow, secure this from raccoons. And I'm going to work on that here in a minute. But I did put this thing on here to hold the heat lamps. And I'm confident in all that. So the plan is 2 or 3 weeks. Maybe 4, depending on when we get to it. These little fellers will be growing really well. And we'll put them out on pasture. What we'll do is we'll have chicken tractors out there or something. And we will put them away at night by giving them all their feed at night. And then in the mornings, we will let them out and we'll have them contained with some netting and just let them roam around all day. That is exactly what we did last year. And Jenny and I last year both commented that Man, those were the happiest looking meat birds we'd ever seen. We lock them up pretty tight at night, tighter than we wanted to, but during the day they just ran around like no problem, and you could tell they were happy. So, all right, good night, chickens. You guys have a good night. I'm gonna finish doing this part, and then we'll let them get some sleep. All right, just in case a raccoon sneaks in, I'm pretty confident they're not moving those sheets of plywood. This one worries me a little bit more, but it's pretty hefty. Well, I think I'll put some more weight on it, but other than that, good night, chicks. Sleep good.